Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Nathan and this is Sioux Shrimp Breeders. The first tank that I'm going to show is actually not a Caridina tank. These are my carbon relay, and I just wanted you to see that I don't use a buffering substrate on this tank, and that is very important when it comes to my Neocaridina shrimp. These do not like that buffering substrate that later on in this video I will show. You will see that the substrates are vastly different in what they do. Some of you may have been thinking about getting into the Caridina species of shrimp, and you might be thinking that they're very, very difficult to keep, but I'm gonna have to say that they're almost easier than my Neocaridina. I wanna say there are probably about 3 different reasons why all of my Caridina shrimp breed really well. One of them is that I use RO water, I use shrimp salts, and I also use a buffering substrate. So the only thing that I really do to keep these shrimp is make sure that I keep my TDS or total dissolved solids at about 125. I keep my temperature at 68 degrees. I use buffering substrate, and I also use a lot of live plants. Now this is another tank that I've never shown. These are also Caridina shrimp. These are of the Black King Kong, and there are some black pintos in here. My goal with this tank is to eventually have it become an all black Caridina tank. I'm going to be feeding all of my shrimp today my homemade shrimp food. This is one of my favorite foods as this is my nettle blend. I don't feed this very often, maybe once a week, and I do have a video on how I made this food in a previous video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and that notification button, and if you have any questions or comments about shrimp keeping or anything shrimp related, leave a comment below. What I have noticed is that a lot of people will do a lot of water testing and try to get their water as close to perfect as they can for the shrimp that they have, whether they learned it from a person that's told them or a website that they've researched it from. What I can say is that you should try to get your tank for your Caridina shrimp as close to the correct parameters as possible and then leave it alone. A lot of the time I will see people that will really try to check every single water parameter for whatever shrimp they have, and then they really try to get it to that specific water parameter, and it ends up killing all their shrimp because shrimp really don't like water fluctuations. I'm going to be doing a video on this tank very soon. I'm sort of waiting for my babies to grow up. They're very, very small and not quite big enough to do a full video on yet. Since all of my Caridina tanks have the exact same water parameters, this allows me to move shrimp around without having to acclimate them to each tank every time I move them. So if you're ever thinking about multiple tanks, it really would be a good idea to use the same substrate. So that way you can kind of move your shrimp around freely and not have to worry about acclimating them. Because if I was to have to do that, I would probably spend most of my life in my shrimp room. Since there are so many different kinds of shrimp in this tank, I'm just going to call them Caridina shrimp, but I will go over a few of them just to let you know what they are. The ones that have the line above their head and their bodies are mostly white with the color underneath are pinto shrimp. Those are usually called, I think, cloud pintos, and I do have a lot of those. And if you mix those with the right shrimp, you can actually get galaxy pintos. I do have a few galaxy pintos already in here. They are all black and I don't have any of the red, so I'm really hoping that I can get some of those red galaxy pintos out of here. You will still see some Taiwan bees in here. I am going to take those out, but I really haven't seen them cause any harm in this tank in particular. What I've noticed is that anything that I put in here that's a Taiwan bee or a pinto usually just gives me more Taiwan bees than pintos. So please don't be scared to keep these shrimp. I really don't find them to be that difficult, and you shouldn't either. I really do think that if you just give these a chance and set up the right tank, you are going to have just as much success as I am. If you follow the things that I've said in this video about water parameters and substrates, I can almost guarantee you that you're going to be successful in breeding shrimp. there's a video that you would like to see, please leave a comment below and let me know what it is. I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and cheers.